Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center, man. As you can see by the title, man, today we're going to be taking a look at that 2025 recruit class coming out of Louisiana. So for today's video, we have Mr. Ferzel Shepherd. He's a 6'2" wide receiver that weighs at 175 pounds. And by the way, whenever I be reading these, like these profiles or whatever, like the height and the weight and things like that, that's normally from 24/7 Sports. And some of those things can be like, months old. I wouldn't say necessarily a year old, but it could be months old. So he could have gained, obviously height probably is going to be true, but weight wise, he could have gained much more weight. He's a 6'2" wide receiver, 175 pounds. 24 Sports has him ranked as a 4-star recruit with a 90 player rating. He has college offers from the likes of Mississippi State, Alabama State, Arkansas State, Baylor, Grambling State, ULL, University of Louisiana, Lafayette, Nicholls State, Texas Tech, UTSA, and LSU. Now, for whatever reason, I do know that he was committed to Mississippi State and he decommitted to Mississippi State. So I don't know the reasoning behind it. I was kind of curious of that myself because I was looking to see where was he signed to. But if I'm going based off of offers, man, he had some good offers outside of Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State would have been a good look for him. I think ULL would be a good look for him. Obviously, you might want to keep the homegrown talent here, LSU. But, as we know, LSU has a pretty stacked recruitment class, man. So far from majority of these evaluations I've done has been LSU recruits. If you go to the receiver, you go to Teron Francis, you go to Phillip Wright the third. If you go to just players, period, you got Harlem Berry, JT Lindsey, Jordan Bradford. Who else? I'm pretty sure somebody else that's slipping my mind at the moment too. But they have a pretty stacked class, and then also, they got a pretty stacked class coming out next year. But a 6'2" wide receiver with a pretty long frame could always be vital and useful. And he kind of is a versatile receiver because as you see on this play right here, he can take little things underneath and take them the length of the field. So that could always be an option. So I'm curious to see where he ends up at. So we're going to go to his high school athletic background. Normally, I do I read a player evaluation from scouting analyst Gabe Brooks, but for whatever reason, he didn't have one on there. So I done one myself. But first, I'm going to read you guys his high school athletic background. So a member of the 24 Sports 2025 Freaks list, also completes in track and field. As a junior, won the Louisiana Indoor Triple Jump State Championship and the state's 5'8" Outdoor Triple Jump crown with leaps of 47-5 and 48-8.75, respectively, per athlete.net. Spring 2024 also saw him post a 10.65 100 and a 21.36 200. Man, I didn't know. Now, that's pretty good. Considering his length and his obviously length does help with track, but I'm just saying, looking at him on the field, I would have never thought that he ran that fast of a 100 meter time. So that's pretty impressive. I had already knew what he had done just from kind of briefly reading up on him in terms of the triple jump and things like that, but I didn't know that he was that fast as well. So we're going back to he ran a 48.40 400 and a 24-0.25 long jump. Won the Louisiana 5'8" 400 meter state championship as a sophomore, man, with a 47.53 in May 2023. Finished second at state in the long jump 23-0 per mile split. Also ran sophomore times of 11.12 in the 100 and 21.73 in the 200. So this kid is an athlete. So I see why he was a member of the 2025 Freaks list. And this highlight video right here is from his junior year. He hadn't yet put out his senior year yet. Just as well for him and others that I did junior year too. I will go back and do an updated evaluation of their highlights from this past season too. But yeah, I didn't know that this kid was that much of a freak athlete. So I'm curious to know how many scholarships he got off of track as well, because he got a couple offers, but I think most of those are through football. Some of them could be through track. I could just be mistaken, but I would assume the majority of them through football. So now I'm gonna go to my scouting breakdown of him. So I said Ferzel Shepherd, who is 6'2", is a long, rangy receiver who can make contested catches against tight coverage. And if you look at it in a lot of his highlights from his junior year, a lot of his catches, other than deep catches over his head, a lot of them were catches, that he was making against tight coverage. And it's not saying that he can't separate. It's just sometimes the coverage is that good, and sometimes because of the pressure up front, a ball may have to come out early. So it's not going to always be an idealistic situation that you got to make a catch in. And he's shown that he can make those contested catches, which is always a good thing, especially having a big body like that, you can always use your body to kind of shield off the defender, kind of like a box out in basketball, and come up with those catches. With his frame, he also possesses the ability to be a threat in the red area with jump balls in one-on-one situations. And that's the same thing of why I was saying that I can see him fitting into that role of maybe, like, let's just go to LSU route, right? We got Teron Francis, who's a dog. I've already did a player evaluation of him. I think highly of him. In my opinion, I think he most definitely is the best receiver coming out that 2025 class. And then you got Phillip Wright III, who's a different receiver more so than Phillip Wright. He's a guy that can operate from the outside, the slot, the backfield. It's a lot of different things that he can do. But then having another big body like Frazell Shepherd in that red area situation, when we have those one-on-one jump balls, a lot of times he can come over with those balls, so he can be a big threat down there. So I mean, if he go to LSU route, that's just my take on that. He has speed on the high school level to pull away from defenses, to be a deep down the field big play threat wide receiver. And the reason why I said to pull away from defenses, I mean, I always look at level of competition, and I'm not quite sure exactly what classification he is, whether it's 3A or 4A. But I always say, okay, sometimes you got to kind of put things into perspective. Certain things that you're doing in high school, considering the competition you're going up against, it may not necessarily translate over to the next level. But now what I know, knowing that he's really a speedster, because he runs track too, I kind of feel a little different about that. Shows his versatility as a wide receiver, being able to line up outside or inside the numbers, making it harder for defenses to key in on him, and his ability to catch short underneath passes and take them 30 to 40 yards down the field for a touchdown. Also displayed the will to make key blocks in the run game, creating explosive play opportunities for his running back, because he had 2 blocks in this video right here that I know one of them I believe was led to a touchdown. I know another one was a pretty big gain. So like I always say, as a receiver, man, you want to be able to affect the game. You want to be a 3-down receiver in a sense. What does that mean? A 3-down receiver meaning that you can contribute when it comes to run blocking, to try to create opportunities for your running back, or if you got a scrambling quarterback, if you can make underneath catches, and if you can make down the field catches. Those are all 3-down plays that might be needed. Obviously first play a lot of times will be a run play, so you have to be able to block. And then the second play might be something, a shot down the field. And then the third play might be something underneath, just pick up a first down, depending on how the first down play went. So when you can be effective at all points, then the more effective you are, the more versatile and the more prone you is to see the field and stay on the field and get opportunities. That's why I always speak versatility, being able to do multiple things. He also played cornerback a few games, I'm assuming 2, or a few plays. I know I only seen like 2 of them where he made some pretty good reads and pretty good tackles, but I would like to see kind of more of him to see if he's if he could potentially play cornerback on the next level. I like him as a receiver, me personally, but you just never know. You never want to limit a kid to, limit a kid's growth. I put on here things that I would like to see more of him, like obviously because it's a highlight video, it's only so much that you can see, but like the things that I said I would like to see more is his consistency in run blocking, like this play right here, ultimately led to a touchdown. You know what I mean? And that's the unselfishness of saying, okay, well, I might not got the ball. I might not got the ball in my hands, but at the end of the day, I can still affect the game outside of just having the ball in my hands. And that's always something that I look for in a receiver. And his route run. I would like to see his route run a lot more. I see him running past defenses, but I would like to kind of see him work out, see his route tree, seeing how good he is able to run routes, how much he can sell, because on the next level, the separation of what you could do on the high school level is I'm not gonna say it's not gonna translate to the collegiate level, but it's not gonna be as easy. You're gonna have to become a lot more skillful in a lot of ways, especially as a receiver, to initially make a good cornerback think that you're doing this and do something completely opposite. So I'm kind of interested to see that. But like I said, man, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Who do you guys think that he might end up signing with? Who do you guys think that he will sign with? And another thing too that possibly could have led to him decommitting to Mississippi State was them not wanting him to play 2 sports. It could have been they wanted him to just play football and not run track, and he wanted to do both. So that could have also been a thing leading into it. So like I said, but just let me know if you guys have any information on why he decommitted. For one, I would like to know that as well. But you guys also let me know what you think in the comments. If it's something that I missed, let me know about that. And if it's something that you feel like could elaborate a little bit more on, let me know that as well. But man, if you did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man, smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, click that notification bell, where you be notified every time I upload, man. And I'll see y'all in the next video.